Warm greetings to all our dear listeners, our cherished friends tuning in from the other side of the screen. Thank you for taking a few precious minutes to join us here on the Daily Health Advice channel. There's something quite peculiar about life. Throughout the years, we often spend our time worrying about our children, our families, and all sorts of matters big and small, both inside and outside the home. And yet, it's so rare that we pause for a moment just to check in with ourselves, to ask how our body is doing today, whether our heart is still beating steadily, whether we still have the strength to carry on the next steps of the journey. And if today you've reached the age of 60 or beyond, then please give yourself permission to rest a little, to sit down for a moment and truly listen to your own heart. The heart, our silent companion, has been working tirelessly for decades. It doesn't ask for anything, doesn't complain, doesn't protest whether you're happy or sad, strong or weary. But one day, if you find yourself feeling winded after climbing a flight of stairs, breathing heavily after a short walk, or sensing a faint tightness in your chest after carrying groceries home from the market, then that might just be your heart quietly sending you a message, not to scare you or make you anxious, but simply to say, "I'm getting a bit tired. Could you maybe give me a little care?" The wonderful thing is, the heart doesn't need anything extravagant. It doesn't demand expensive medication or advanced therapies. Sometimes, all it takes is a little nourishment at the right time, a small daily vitamin, a slight change in lifestyle, and that can be enough to give it new energy. And if you know how to care for it, you can absolutely help your heart stay strong for another 5 or 10 years. Not just to live longer, but to live deeper, lighter, and more fully. Today, I invite you to join me on a short journey to discover 5 essential vitamins and minerals that everyone over 60 should consider adding to their routine. These nutrients have been backed by science, recommended by cardiologists, and the amazing thing is, you can start right at home, from a meal on your table, a bit of morning sunlight, or a gentle supplement taken at the start of your day. And the first on our list, surprisingly familiar, yet often overlooked, is the quiet fuel that keeps your heart going every single day. Let's talk about vitamin B1 and why it might just be the first gift you should offer your heart, starting today. Vitamin B1, also known as thiamine, is something you may have heard of before, but few realize just how vital it is for heart health, especially after age 60. Imagine your heart as a quiet, diligent engine that never rests. It beats continuously, rhythm after rhythm, pumping blood to deliver oxygen and nutrients to every cell, sustaining your entire body. Every single day, that heart performs over 100,000 contractions, a staggering number, happening quietly and steadily inside your chest. And to maintain that level of effort, the heart needs a special kind of fuel, energy. This is where vitamin B1 plays an irreplaceable role. It helps convert food into energy, keeping your life engine from slowing down, gasping, or malfunctioning. When your body is deficient in B1, your heart lacks the raw material it needs to function effectively, and that begins to show. You may find yourself tiring more quickly during a walk, getting short of breath on the stairs, or noticing your hands and feet puffing up slightly after a day that wasn't even that strenuous. You might chalk it up to aging or fear it's a heart or lung issue, but often the answer is simpler than that. Your heart is running low on energy. In reality, many older adults today are deficient in B1 without even realizing it, especially those who are taking diuretics, a very common medication used to treat high blood pressure, heart failure, or edema. These drugs cause the body to flush out vitamin B1 through urine. The longer you take them, the more B1 you lose, and because this deficiency happens so quietly, few people notice. You can find B1 in beans, seeds, whole grains, and animal liver. But honestly, for older adults with weaker digestion and inconsistent eating habits, it's hard to get enough just from daily meals. There's another important fact. As we age, our ability to absorb water-soluble vitamins like B1 also declines. This means that even if you're eating enough, your body still might not be absorbing what it needs. That's why the simplest and most effective solution is to take B1 in supplement form. A safe and common dosage is between 50 to 100 milligrams per day. Just one small tablet, taken consistently, can make a noticeable difference. You'll feel less tired, your breathing may become easier, and your heartbeat steadier and more regular. Some people even report feeling more alert in the mornings and sleeping better at night, because when your heart runs smoothly, your entire nervous system can finally relax. If you're over 60, and especially if you're on blood pressure medication or diuretics, then vitamin B1 may be the missing piece in your heart health puzzle. Don't wait until fatigue becomes a daily burden. Don't let each breath become a struggle. And please, don't wait until you're hospitalized to start something this simple. Because sometimes giving your heart just a little fuel each day is all it needs to keep going strong for a journey that's lighter, more resilient, and more complete. And if vitamin B1 is the nutrient that keeps your heart from running out of fuel, then there's another powerful pair that prevents your heart from becoming clogged, keeping your blood vessels supple and flowing like a river that never gets blocked. That duo is vitamin D3 and K2, two nutrients often associated with bone health, but in truth, silent protectors of your cardiovascular system every single day. Let's explore them now, because what you're about to learn might just be the secret to preventing strokes, lowering blood pressure, and naturally protecting your arteries in a gentle yet powerful way. When we talk about vitamin D3, most people immediately think of its role in keeping bones strong. But what many don't realize is that D3 is also a close friend, perhaps even a silent gatekeeper for your heart, especially as you cross the threshold of 60. From this age onward, your body's ability to produce vitamin D3 from sunlight drops significantly. In your younger years, just walking outside for a few minutes was enough for your skin to generate plenty of D3. But over time, skin becomes thinner, pigmentation changes, and we spend less time outdoors, causing our internal D3 levels to steadily decline. This doesn't just weaken your bones, it also leads to a more serious consequence. Calcium no longer goes where it should. Ideally, calcium should be absorbed into your bones to keep them strong. But without enough D3, this process becomes disrupted. Excess calcium begins to wander through the bloodstream, quietly attaching itself to artery walls, causing calcification, hardening of the arteries, and over time, increasing the risk of high blood pressure, stroke, and even heart attack. But the story doesn't end there, because even if you're getting enough D3, that alone still isn't enough. D3 helps calcium get absorbed into the blood, but who ensures that calcium ends up in the right place? That's the crucial role of vitamin K2. If D3 is the door opener that lets calcium into your system, then K2 is the guide that directs it to the right destination, into your bones, not your arteries. When the body lacks K2, calcium can end up depositing in the wrong places, especially along artery walls, causing blood vessels to slowly harden like old pipes caked with mineral buildup. What makes this so dangerous is how silently it happens. No pain, no fever, no obvious symptoms. But one day, it can lead to sudden, unexpected events that no one could have predicted. Fortunately, if you combine vitamin D3 and K2 correctly, not only can you improve bone density, but you can also protect your cardiovascular system naturally and effectively. Blood flows more freely, the heartbeat becomes smoother, and the pressure on artery walls is significantly reduced. As for food sources, D3 can be synthesized from early morning sunlight or found in fatty fish like salmon and mackerel, as well as in eggs and cod liver. K2, on the other hand, is abundant in fermented foods like natto, a traditional Japanese dish. But to be honest, not everyone can stomach natto, as its taste and smell can be off-putting for many, especially in Vietnam. That's why the simplest and safest solution is to take a combined D3 and K2 supplement daily. A commonly recommended dosage by health experts is 2,000 IU of vitamin D3 paired with around 100 micrograms of K2, preferably in the MK7 form, which is more easily absorbed and remains in the body longer. Taking this dynamic duo in the right dose can help prevent arterial calcification, regulate blood pressure, reduce cardiovascular risk, and ensure that calcium does its job, strengthening your bones without burdening your heart. You might be thinking, can a single little vitamin pill really make that much of a difference? Yes, it truly can. The change won't happen overnight, but with consistency, you'll begin to notice. You're less fatigued on walks, your sleep is deeper, and you feel your heart beating more calmly, more gently, with each passing day. The heart doesn't just need energy to beat, it also needs clear, unobstructed vessels and a smooth flow of blood to do its job well. D3 and K2 work together quietly behind the scenes to keep that flow clean and healthy, protecting every path your blood travels from unwanted buildup. But there's another key factor just as important, and that's the ability of your blood vessels and nervous system to relax. Because if your vessels are constricted, if your nerves are tense, and if your blood pressure is unstable, then no matter how much energy and nutrition your heart gets, it will still be forced to work under pressure. This is where another mineral steps in, a quiet but essential one, not only for your heart but also for your sleep, your emotions, and your digestion. That mineral is magnesium, the conductor of your cardiovascular rhythm and the natural relaxant your body might be desperately craving. Magnesium may not be flashy or famous, but it plays the role of a silent maestro, coordinating the symphony of your heart, nervous system, and sleep cycle so they work in harmony and peace. You might not realize you're low on magnesium, but your body always knows. When your heart suddenly races, even while you're sitting still, when you feel restless for no clear reason, or when night falls and you're exhausted, yet still can't fall asleep, those could be your body's quiet signals, knocking at the door for magnesium. For those over 60, magnesium deficiency is even more common. There are two main reasons. First, the ability to absorb minerals from the small intestine declines with age. Second, many of the medications older adults regularly take, such as diuretics, antacids, or blood pressure drugs, can unintentionally flush magnesium out of the body through urine. The result? Even with a normal diet, even if you're eating plenty of greens and whole grains, the amount of magnesium that actually enters your bloodstream and reaches your heart may still fall short. And that's when the body begins to show signs of misfiring. Not technical glitches, but very real disruptions. Irregular heartbeats, unexplained anxiety, muscle spasms, nighttime leg cramps, numbness or tingling in the limbs, and unstable blood pressure that's hard to control. Magnesium doesn't just regulate your heartbeat. It also helps blood vessels relax, reducing pressure on arterial walls and supporting healthy blood pressure in a natural way. Beyond that, it plays a key role in stabilizing the central nervous system. That's why people who get enough magnesium often experience deeper sleep, less anxiety, and a lighter, more peaceful mental state when they wake up. Foods rich in magnesium include spinach, almonds, black beans, avocados, bananas, and pumpkin seeds. However, meeting your daily magnesium needs, about 300 to 400 milligrams per day, through diet alone is no easy task, especially for those with weak digestion or irregular eating habits. That's why magnesium supplements are often recommended by experts, especially for older adults. Among the best absorbed and gentlest forms on the stomach are magnesium citrate and magnesium glycinate. They're not only effective, but also kind to your digestive system, making them suitable for long-term use. Taking one small magnesium tablet before bed can do more than help you sleep better. It acts as a natural relaxant for your heart, blood vessels, brain, and for the emotions that have carried the weight of a lifetime. Many people report that after just a few weeks of consistent magnesium supplementation, they feel a softening from within. No more internal tension, no more startling awake in the middle of the night, and come morning, their heartbeat feels calm and steady, no longer racing for no reason. You could say magnesium is the pathway to peace for older adults, especially if sleep has become elusive, nameless worries linger throughout the day, and your heart seems to beat unpredictably. Sometimes fast, sometimes slow. And once you've achieved that inner stability, from your heartbeat to your blood vessels to your sleep, then it's time to think about the next layer of protection. A gentle yet powerful shield that defends your heart from inflammation, keeps your blood flowing smoothly, and stabilizes each heartbeat right down to the cellular level. That protective layer doesn't come from medications, but from a miracle fat, praised by modern medicine as one of the most comprehensive nutrients for the heart, the brain, and the joints. We're talking about omega-3, a powerful ally from the ocean, a trusted friend to your blood vessels and nervous system, and one you'll definitely want to learn more about, especially if your goal is to live healthier, longer, and more mentally alert every day. Omega-3 is a group of essential fatty acids that the human body cannot produce on its own. That means you can only get omega-3 through diet or supplementation. And for those over 60, when metabolism slows, blood vessels start to lose their flexibility, memory may become a little slower, and the heart needs more careful maintenance. Omega-3 becomes an absolutely essential nutrient. The two most important components of omega-3 are EPA, eicosapentaenoic acid, and DHA, docosahexaenoic acid. Each plays a distinct role, yet they work together to create a complete shield for your body. EPA has powerful anti-inflammatory properties. It helps soothe silent damage in the artery walls, preventing thickening or blockages caused by chronic inflammation. DHA, on the other hand, is crucial for maintaining a steady heartbeat and supporting the health of nerve cells. It helps improve memory, sharpen mental clarity, and reduce persistent fatigue in older adults. You might be thinking, can a single fish oil capsule each day really make that much of a difference? But imagine this. Your heart is pumping blood through countless tiny blood vessels, like a vast network of roads in a city. If those roads are clogged, dusty, or blocked, traffic slows and chaos builds. But if those pathways are clean, smooth, and open, everything moves effortlessly and in rhythm. That's exactly what omega-3 quietly does inside your body every single day. Beyond heart health, omega-3 has also been scientifically proven to lower triglyceride levels, a type of fat in the blood that, when too high, can lead to atherosclerosis. It also gently lowers blood pressure, improves endothelial function, the inner lining of blood vessels, and reduces the risk of blood clots, which are among the leading causes of strokes and heart attacks. When it comes to food sources, omega-3 is abundant in fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, sardines, and herring. But to get the recommended amount, you'd need to eat fish at least 2 to 3 times a week, regularly, and ensure it's free from heavy metal contamination. In reality, that's not easy, especially for older adults who may dislike the fishy smell or live in areas without access to fresh seafood. That's why a simpler, safer option is to take a high-quality fish oil supplement, one that's been purified to remove harmful substances like mercury, lead, or dioxins, which can be toxic if built up over time. The commonly recommended dosage is 1,000 milligrams of omega-3 daily, including both EPA and DHA, to optimally support heart function, memory, and emotional well-being. One important note: timing matters. Omega-3 should be taken after a meal that contains some healthy fat, like lunch or dinner, to boost absorption. Many people who've used omega-3 regularly share that they feel mentally lighter, sleep better, feel less restless at night, and even notice less joint stiffness. That's no coincidence, because omega-3 isn't just a fat, it's a steadfast companion helping you feel better every day, from your heart and brain to your sleep. And if you're looking for a natural nutrient to support your heart's longevity, not just by keeping it alive, but by making each beat easier, stronger, and more resilient, then omega-3 is one of the most trustworthy options you can start with today. But to keep the heart not only beating steadily, but strong enough to carry you through the long journey ahead, you'll need more than omega-3's protective shield. Your body also needs a source of inner energy, a substance that acts like a rechargeable battery, powering every heart cell so it can keep working non-stop, whether you're walking, resting, or asleep. And that special nutrient is coenzyme Q10, or CoQ10, the next key player you shouldn't overlook if you want to keep your heart enduring and energized. CoQ10 is a tiny molecule, but it exists in nearly every cell of your body. It plays a central role in producing ATP, the cellular currency of energy. And since the heart is the organ that consumes the most energy, it needs more CoQ10 than anywhere else in the body. However, after age 60, your body's natural ability to produce CoQ10 declines significantly. And if you're taking statins, a common class of drugs used to lower cholesterol, your CoQ10 levels may drop even faster. That's because while statins reduce bad cholesterol, they also inhibit the liver's production of CoQ10. The result? Even with a healthy diet and regular exercise, your body can fall into a state of low battery. Persistent fatigue, shortness of breath, a weakening heartbeat, and a vague sense of exhaustion that seems to have no clear cause. Many people mistake these symptoms for signs of aging, but in reality, they might be the heart's quiet cry for help. running low on fuel. The good news is that you can replenish CoQ10 from the outside with supplements. And the best part, the results often become noticeable after just a few weeks. You may find it easier to breathe while walking, feel a more stable heart rate climbing stairs, wake up feeling lighter, and even notice a clearer, more refreshed mind. Today, CoQ10 is available in two main forms. Ubiquinone, the original form, more affordable, but the body must convert it before absorbing, something that becomes less efficient with age. Ubiquinol, the active form, more readily absorbed and more effective, especially for those with weaker digestion or slower metabolism, which includes most people over 60. For cardiovascular support, boosting energy and improving physical stamina, experts often recommend a daily dose of 100 to 200 milligrams of CoQ10, preferably in the ubiquinol form, taken after meals for optimal absorption. But CoQ10 does more than just strengthen the heart. It also helps reduce muscle pain, especially for those on statins, improves memory, stabilizes blood pressure, supports deeper sleep, and strengthens the immune system. That's why many cardiologists include CoQ10 in their own long-term wellness routines. Not because they're sick, but because they want to keep their hearts strong, steady, and resilient over time. Even more importantly, CoQ10 is a nutrient you can take daily. It's non-addictive, has no serious side effects, and won't interfere with digestion, making it especially suitable for older adults who may already be managing multiple medications. And if you're still unsure, just imagine this: a heart that has worked silently for 60 or 70 years, never complaining, never stopping. Doesn't it deserve a little extra energy each day as a quiet thank you? One CoQ10 capsule each morning may not create instant change, but over time, you'll begin to feel it. Your body recovering, your heart growing stronger, your life flowing more gently. And you'll realize that staying healthy doesn't have to be grand. It just needs to be consistent, intentional, and from the heart. And now, we've walked through 5 golden nutrients for hearts over 60. Each one plays a unique role, but together they help keep your heart strong, your blood vessels clear, and your golden years lighter, calmer, and more peaceful. Before we close, I just want to leave you with one heartfelt message. Not as a fact, but as a reminder that comes straight from the soul. Your heart deserves more love. Dear friend, your heart has been with you since your very first breath, never complaining, never resting, never asking for anything except to keep doing its job. Beating steadily, bringing life to every cell, helping you feel the world around you with each breath, each moment. But after decades of quietly carrying it all, through the years you poured yourself into raising children, the days you were worn out from work, and the sleepless nights weighed down by nameless worries, that heart of yours is beginning to tire. No one sees its pain, no one hears its cry, but it sends you its own silent messages. A sudden fatigue climbing stairs, a hesitant step coming home from the market, or a skipped beat in the stillness of night. That's when the heart no longer just needs to survive, it needs to be loved. And love doesn't mean fearing illness or chasing miracle cures. It means the small, meaningful choices you make each day. A B1 vitamin to fuel its energy, a little morning sunlight to help synthesize D3, a magnesium tablet before bed to help it relax, a clean fish oil capsule to protect its vessels, and a dose of CoQ10 to keep it beating strong without pause. None of these things are too hard. But each one is a way of saying to your heart, I still remember you. I'm still grateful for you, and I want you to stay strong for another 5, 10, 20 years. Because growing old is not about waiting. It's about living, gently, wisely, and at peace. It's about walking your grandchild to school, laughing with old friends over afternoon tea, watching the sunlight rise on your balcony without gasping for breath or feeling dizzy. It's about living the rest of your days, not in sickness, but with purpose and freedom. If this video gave you something helpful, please share it with your loved ones and friends. Who knows? A gentle reminder today, a simple video like this might just help someone hold on to a heartbeat, a life, a father, a mother, for a few more precious years. Thank you for staying with us until the very end. Thank you for giving yourself this moment to listen to your body and to honor the heart that has beaten for you without pause your entire life. We'll see you again in the next episode of Daily Health Advice, where every small tip is a big step toward a healthy, clear-minded and fulfilling journey through aging. And if you don't want to miss any of our upcoming content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so we can continue this journey of care and well-being together, one day at a time.